Being proactive plays a key part in our success, especially at work. And if you happen to be in a leadership role, it pays off being proactive rather than be reactive. You tend to have a better grasp of things. You tend to be more across the key issues that matter. And that way, you are in a position to respond to them accordingly. You tend to be able to make more informed decisions. And by being proactive, you tend to be one step ahead of the game rather than constantly having to sort of catch up. So, what are some of the ways in which you can be proactive at work? This video is all about summarizing some of the key approaches and practices that you can sort of put in place in your day to day work. So, first things first, it's about one of the ways in which you can be proactive is to set and manage expectations of people you work with. It could be people who report to you, your team members, or people who you report to understand the expectations of one another. So, what do they expect of you, and what are your expectations of them? That way, you are clear on your role in what you need to deliver, and you can work towards it accordingly. If there are any assumptions around some of those expectations, it's important to clarify them and sort of spell it out. Because remember, assumptions can often be a big blocker to effective communication because that can often create misunderstandings and a lot of confusion. So, by clarifying any assumptions of what expectations there might be, you allow each other, the people you work with, to be on the same page. So, setting and managing expectations is a key part of being proactive at work. The other thing you can do is to work with dependencies. So, quite often at work, you may have a dependency on some person or some team. It's about being able to communicate with them, work with them, and understand if things are on track instead of waiting for them to deliver. On the other hand, if someone else has a dependency on you, it's about you communicating to them clearly about how you're progressing and whether things are on track or not. And if you're delayed for whatever reason, convey to them straight away that you're being delayed, and so they can take according measures. The other thing you can do to be proactive is to manage your decisions, or if you're working with change. Think about any decision that you need to make. Think about the possible impacts of those decisions, not just on your team, but sort of one step further. The team that you're collaborating with, any partners, any vendors, any stakeholders, what could be the impact of the decision on them? Think sort of two steps ahead of what might eventuate and have a plan in place, have some measures in place to address them if things were to eventuate that way. That allows you to have a plan in place and it allows you to respond to any impacts of changes or decisions made rather than having to react to it. So it allows you to be more responsive rather than reactive. Now, being proactive doesn't have to be things that you deliver. It could also be in the way you interact with people. In the sense, if you walk into a room of people, do you wait for people to greet you or sort of introduce you, or do you walk up to people, go to people and introduce yourself and sort of greet them and make them feel welcome? There are a lot of small things you can put in place in terms of interacting with people where you sort of reach out to people instead of waiting for them to reach out to you. That can make you more approachable, that can help you form those connections with people, and essentially it helps you being proactive and gives people a feeling that yes, you do care about them. So there's now the insights that I've shared today, they are nothing new. You may have already heard about them. You may even be practicing them in your day-to-day work. The key question to address here is how often do you practice them, whether you practice them consistently and in all the areas of your work. If you think there are some gaps in how you address them or how you practice them, that's something for you to work on and reflect on how it can be better, how it can be more consistent. I look forward to your thoughts and feedback on how you go about being proactive in your day-to-day work, and look forward to any questions that you have that you're not quite clear on. And as always, I welcome your inputs for this video. Thank you so much for your time and watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care. Bye.